The next entity we will create after user will be order. So going back here in the terminal, I will write nest generate resource domain / orders. With the resource generated, I'll now go to the order entity. The order entity will have an attribute status, which will be of type order status, an enum. So let's already create this enum. In the orders folder, I will create a new folder, enums. And in here, I will create the file order status.enum. And here I will write the enum. And it will have the following values. By default, this is a numeric enum, as we can see. But if for some reason I need to insert a new value here, in the middle, for example, this one, then the next values will be changed. And this can cause a huge mess in the database. Also, if I need to debug this, then these vague integers may not convey much to me. So for these reasons, I'll use a string enum. I'll just revert that. So with a string enum, I will not be able to change these values by accident, and it will be a bit easier to debug. So now we have a string enum. We can then go back to the order entity and declare the attributes. The ID will be a number, as we already know. The status will be an order status. And lastly, the registry dates. Now I will perform several steps that we already did with the user's resource. So going to the orders controller, first I'll use the IDDTO wherever ID is being used. So I will select this, and you can see similar occurrences being highlighted. So I will use the hotkey Ctrl-Shift-L to select all of them. And now delete these. I will do the same thing for this string type, which I will replace for IDDTO. And this here, as there are other occurrences, I will need to select manually. And then remove these number conversion operators. Now I will use the pagination DTO in the find all route. Then I'll pass it along here. And I'll already copy this and insert it here. And also, let's already go to the common.constants file and insert a default page size for order. I'll use the value 5. Then let's go back to the order entity and insert here the type_rm decorators. And then go to the orders module and register the order entity here with the type_rm module. So that you can use the repository later. So with this, we have performed all the already known steps. However, this enum field is not automatically mapped to the database, just with the column decorator. We need to set some options here manually. First, the type option should be enum. The enum option should be the enum itself, which is order status. And I will also set a default value to be awaiting payment. Now we'll set the relationship between user and order. A user can have many orders, and an order belongs to one user. So we can see that this is a one-to-many relationship. I will begin at the user side. I will then go back to the user entity file, and here I will declare the property orders of type order array. Then I will decorate this with the one-to-many decorator. Now I will define the type explicitly, like in the registry dates, and declare how this side is represented on the other side. An order has a customer, so I will declare this here. Now, going back to the order entity, I will do the same for this side. So an order has a customer of type user, and I'll decorate this one with the many-to-one decorator. Then perform the same steps. Now, as this is a one-to-many relationship, the order table will have the customer ID column, which will be a foreign key to the user table. By default, a foreign key column is nullable, but we don't want this, as an order must always belong to a customer. So we'll set here the option nullable false. And we're done with the relationship mapping. Finally, let's generate and run the migration create order. With this, the order table has been created and the relationship between user and order established. Now, before finishing the lesson, I will just go here in the user service to make a quick change. Now, when fetching for one user, I will also fetch his orders. The findOneBy method is a shorthand for when you have a findOne call with only a where clause. So this is effectively the same as doing this. As I will also fetch relations now, this format will be necessary. With this, we can now finish the lesson. I will just commit the changes. Creating order entity using enum and handling one-to-many relation. So, see you at the next lesson.